Imagine finding your dream bedroom set that you've been looking for over a year. It actually comes with the exact wood grain that you love. It also comes with a dresser and matching nightstands. And once you get it home, now you have to build it. Now I'm assuming you're not a furniture builder, so there is no way that you can build this dream bedroom set without instructions. So what does this have to do with the title of this video? Well, your goal is the dream bedroom set, but your systems is the instruction manual. And you see, most people make goals, but where they fail is they don't have systems that help them reach that goal. And you see, systems help make goals a reality. So I wanted to talk to you about goal setting and actually walk you through an example of how to create systems around a goal. And later in the video, I will actually share with you my financial goals for 2025. So if any of that interests you, keep watching. But first, if you're new here, hi, my name is Rachel. Welcome to The Choice Life. At the beginning of the year, I want you to sit down and actually dream about what you want your life to look like in 10 years. And if you're asking yourself, why 10 years? Then I want you to do me a favor. Think about your life 10 years from now. Doesn't that seem far away? Okay, now I want you to think about your life 10 years ago. Doesn't that seem like just yesterday? So I like 10 years because 10 years is long enough to make any dream possible, but short enough to make it worth trying. So I want you to imagine the very best version of yourself and your choice life and what that looks like 10 years into the future. And here are some prompts to get you started. In 10 years, what is the best version of yourself doing? How is your health? How do you feel about yourself? Where do you live? Do you rent or own a home? Are you married? Do you have kids? After a decade of improving your life, how much joy is in your life? Are you optimistic? How much money is in your bank account? How much money do you make a month? Do you work? What do you do for work? In this amazing dream life of yours, where do you go on vacations? How long are your vacations? How did you pay for those vacations? How does it feel to go throughout your day? What do your relationships look like? How much debt do you have? How much are you investing every month? What do you do for fun? How do you treat people? How do people treat you? And after all of that, I want you to dream of an even bigger, better version of your choice life. It is so important to go through this visualization exercise when you're goal setting because I believe that reasons come first and results come second. Now that you have gone through this exercise to identify your choice life or the precious desires of your heart, I want you to write down the top 5 to 10 goals or milestones or realities that must be true in order for you to achieve your heart's desires. Some examples could be, I am a homeowner, I am a profitable small business owner, I am retired, I am consumer debt free, or I am a best-selling author. And I want you to speak in I am statements because that ties back to identity. And I know for myself, I truly struggle with negative self-talk, like I'm a failure or I'm not good enough. And we honestly need to start speaking life to ourselves. When you identify yourself as something or someone, your mind begins to think like that identity, and then your actions and your habits follow. James Clear, the author of Atomic Habits, talks about building identity-based habits. He says that your current behaviors are simply a reflection of the type of person you believe you are, whether subconsciously or consciously. So if you put on your list of goals that you're consumer debt free, then you need to start thinking like someone that has no consumer debt. You need to start asking yourself questions like, how does someone that has no consumer debt think about debt? Or how do they make purchasing decisions? You have to adopt a new way of thinking. And honestly, that's true anytime you're trying to level up in life. It always starts with the mind. Now that you have your list of 5 to 10 goals, I want you to choose just one goal to focus on this year. And I know you want to do all of them and it's hard to choose just one, but this exercise is meant to help you find your top priority for the year. You just can't be scattered trying to do 4 things at once. That is a guaranteed way to not reach your goals. You need to just focus on one. And the word priority actually means one or first. And we often say my priorities, like plural, but technically speaking, you can only have one true priority at a time. And remember, your choice life, that amazing, beautiful version of your life we visualized earlier, is 10 plus years away. We have time to reach all of these goals that you have written down. So let's be strategic and focus on one goal at a time. And each goal should be able to be met in about 1 to 2 years, ideally. Now I'm gonna give a warning here. Okay, these are my warning hands. You know, like spirit fingers, but warn. Okay, don't get stuck in the goal setting process. Our minds are very powerful because just by saying your goal out loud, our brain receives the exact same dopamine hit that it does when you achieve the goal, especially when you declare your goals publicly, because now we've tricked our brain into thinking we've moved closer to achieving our goal because now we have the external validation and recognition. So you're less likely to follow through on them. And that is why some people get so excited making vision boards and writing out their New Year's resolutions on social media, and it's really euphoric. But then you come back and check on them a few months later and nothing has happened. And you will know that you're still stuck in goal setting mode when you're still using nouns and adjectives to describe things like, I want to be a homeowner, or I want to be rich, or I want to be debt free, or I want to be a best-selling author. Your goals describe your desired outcome, but we need to move past your goals and get to systems. And when I say systems, I'm referring to the collection of intentional actions that help you to reach your goals, and those actions are your habits. And you know you're talking systems when you start using verbs like I will save $100 a month, or I will wake up at 6 a.m. every day, or I wrote the first chapter of my book. James Clear says that we don't rise to the level of our goals, we fall to the level of our systems. So we can only go as far as our systems will take us. So let's say the goal that you chose to focus on for this year is to be consumer debt free. Now we can reverse engineer that goal and build systems that will then guide your habits. But we first need to break this goal into manageable chunks. So let's say you have $12,000 in consumer debt and you want to pay it off in 1 year. Well, $12,000 is a big number and can be very overwhelming. So let's make this more bite-sized. If you wanted to pay off $12,000 in 1 year, you would need to pay $1,000 a month. And now keep in mind, this includes your minimum debt payments that you're already making. So let's say your minimum debt payments are $250 a month. Now you just need to find an extra $750 a month or $188 a week in order to reach your goal. Now that we know we need an extra $750 a month, we can start planning out our action steps or the habits that are going to help us reach that goal. So I want you to ask yourself, what can I practically do in order to bring in an extra $750 a month or $188 a week? And if you aren't sure where to start, allow me to blow your mind, because we're going to use ChatGPT to help us brainstorm ways to find this extra money. So the thing about ChatGPT is the more detailed the prompt, the more detailed the response. So feel free to pause the video and take a screenshot of this prompt. But as you can see, I made it super detailed. I said that we need an extra $188 a week. I said that, you don't want to get burnt out or overwhelmed because you work full time. And I included some of your hobbies, such as cooking, hanging out with your dog, or going to garage sales. So feel free to add in your specific data points. So let's see what it says. Okay, so you can do a meal prep service, a cooking class, you can do dog walking or sitting, dog-related content such as a blog or Instagram account. Those are always cute. Obviously, you could do garage sale flipping on eBay or Facebook Marketplace. If you have any skills for freelancing, you can do that. Okay, awesome. So it's given us some good ideas. I'm liking this so far. But let's go a little bit further and see which of these options can be more lucrative for us. So here's my next prompt. And so I just want to know what's a realistic income range that each of these options would give us. So let's see what they say. Okay, so, if you do a meal prep service, you can make $150 to $300 per week. Or if you do dog walking or sitting, you can make $100 to $150 a week. Garage sale flipping, you can make $80 per week. It all depends on the different, products that you find that you can flip. Freelancing, you could do $75 to $240 a week. And honestly, with all of these things, the more you do it, the more clients you get, or the more dogs you walk, or things like that, the more your income would be. So I'm really liking this. I'm seeing a lot of potential. I really like this meal prep service. So let's continue with this idea, and I'm going to ask ChatGPT one more question. Okay, so you only have so much time in a week. So I don't want you to get burnt out or overwhelmed trying to reach this goal of paying off your debt. So we're going to ask ChatGPT to help us kind of flesh out this idea for a meal plan service, but knowing that we only have 8 hours a week to work with. So let's see what it can give us. Okay. This is awesome. This is just so, so good. So it says you can take 1 hour for meal planning and recipe development, and you can make about 3 to 4 recipes. And then it actually gives you some actionable steps. So research trending or seasonal meals, and then 2 to 3 hours to actually meal prep, to actually, cook the meals for your clients, chopping, cooking, packaging, and storing the food. And then you also have to do marketing and client communication, and that can take between 2 to 3 hours a week. So if you have a social media account, you might want to be putting out, flyers or things like that, posting your services and responding back to client questions. And then obviously you have to deliver the meals. So awesome. This is just giving us so much clarity on where, what our first steps are. And I love this. It gives us a weekly schedule. So on Monday, we'll plan out the meals. That's just going to take an hour. On, also talking to clients, scheduling deliveries. On Wednesdays, we'll actually cook the food. And on Fridays and Saturdays, you can deliver the food or market your service. And on Sunday, you follow up and you get, your feedback or responses from your clients. So this is so helpful to kind of get an idea of what your systems need to be. So if you know that you want to make an extra $188 a week, and each meal, you're going to charge $15 a week, then how many meals do you need to make that week? Okay, when do you need to go grocery shopping? When are you going to actually make the meals? How are you going to market this? This is such a good, ChatGPT is such a good tool to help you just brainstorm and kind of hone in on this system. So that is a way to brainstorm actionable ways to make extra money. Now you can choose to focus on just one side hustle, or you can work one overtime shift a week while slowly building a side hustle. It's up to you. But you don't even need to work extra if you're able to cut back on your spending by that amount each month. So do you need to get a roommate, or can you, trade in your car for one that you can afford with cash? Or take a look at your eating out budget or your shopping or miscellaneous spending. And most likely you're going to have to combine cutting back on your expenses and making extra money in order to meet this goal. So I hope this example was helpful for you. And if you have made it to this portion of the video, drop systems in the comments. And as promised, I wanted to share with you my family's 2025 financial goals. So number one, we want to buy a family car in cash. We have a little one. She just turned 1 year old, and we're hoping and praying that the Lord will bless us with another little one in the next year to year and a half. And so my car is a 2013, and it's running great, but we know it's not going to last forever. And also, I don't know if I can fit, 2 babies in the back seat. We probably could, and it's not a need. It's truly not a need. It would really just be more of a want. But we have been scoping out, the car market, and it's not been very pretty the past couple years, but we're hoping in the next year it'll be, the prices will come down, especially for used cars. So we're trying to decide between getting a new or used car. And I have some, non-negotiables. Like I want a heated seats, heated steering wheel, leather seats. And, those things are severely marked up, especially when you are getting a new car. So we're trying to decide between, should we get a new car, but it's basic, so it'll have cloth seats, and, I don't really want that, but we would be able to afford to pay for it in cash. Or should we get a used car that is a higher trim level? So we're just kind of trying to figure those things out, but that is one of our goals this year. But one thing's for sure, we are definitely not going into debt to buy this car, Lord willing. So our second financial goal is to beef up our family medical fund. So we do have a sinking fund that we put money in every month for different medical expenses or things for our little girl. So last year when I had her, We had a very complicated birth, and it ended up being a whole lot more expensive than we had originally thought. And so going into wanting to have another child in the next year or year and a half, we just want to start getting prepared for any potential unforeseen medical expenses, because we do have insurance with my husband's job, which is such a blessing, but still, like, deductibles or max out of pocket costs, like, those are thousands and thousands of dollars. So we're planning now, and just little by little each month we put money aside into that medical fund to prepare for those expenses. So that is another goal of ours. So our third financial goal is for me to make $500 a month from my side hustle. So currently YouTube is my only side hustle, and I actually just got monetized in December 2024. So I am ecstatic because, y'all, I've been trying to grow on YouTube since 2021. So this is just a dream come true. So now that I've been monetized, my goal, and this is a long-term goal, it's not like tomorrow, but my goal is to be able to get to $500 a month from YouTube. And honestly, just by you watching this video and by leaving comments and, contributing to my channel is such a huge help, and that is helping me to reach my goal of $500 a month. So I really, truly appreciate each and every one of you guys, and I could not be here without you. Thank you for all of your kind comments, and I am so excited for what 2025 has in store for all of us. And speaking of supporting my channel, here's another video that you can watch, and I have a feeling that you're going to enjoy it. So I'll see you in that video.